Xel-Ha is an epic eco water park located in Riviera Maya, Mexico. But is it somewhere you want to take your kids? We're going to cover the logistics, activity options, kid-friendly tips, food options, safety, and a whole lot more in this ultimate guide to Xel-Ha with kids. You have lots of options for how to get to Xel-Ha. First, when you buy a ticket online from the official website, you can book travel there and a shuttle will pick you up on the way. Another option, and what we did, is book a private transfer for your group direct from your hotel. If you're traveling with very young children and you don't want to lug a booster seat all the way to Cancun, we found a great option with this harness that clicks right into the seatbelt system. Link in the description below. As you enter the park, it's helpful to understand the overall layout of Xel-Ha, which is effectively a giant circle around the main lagoon. The first thing you'll likely want to do is grab a locker, which is included in the price of your admission. There are multiple locker stations all throughout the park, and they're color-coded, which is very helpful as you navigate the map. We grabbed a locker which was closest to the first activity we wanted to do, the scenic lighthouse, which is renowned for its 360-degree view of the park, but is ultimately an adventure water slide. The slides go pretty fast, so this is for adventure-seeking children. The thing that spooked some of our kids was actually more the height of the tower than the slide itself. Two of them failed immediately, but our 10-year-old adventure seeker did it and he loved it. So it really depends on your kid. Next, we embarked on the river tour, which I would say is the main attraction of the entire park. So how do you get to the start of the river? Well, there's really three options. First, you could walk, and while it is partially shaded, I will say this would be a very long walk.
A lot of walking.
Second option is to take a tram ride. There's a truck that comes around, sort of like a mini bus stop, that'll get you there. But what we did, and my recommended option, is ride bikes. There's bikes for all size kids and helmets that they can plop on. It's a short ride, very flat, and anyone comfortable riding a bike should be okay. We had a great time doing it. Once you get to the mouth of the river, there are life jackets for kids of all sizes. Life jackets are mandatory, and they were abundantly available all over the park, so safety was never a concern for us. At the start of the river, you can choose to either snorkel or get in a tube and go down the mangrove tunnel. I highly recommend to just take the raft for two reasons. First, the snorkeling at the start of the river, there's really not much to see. It's better down in the main lagoon. Second, it's a very long river. It would be a long swim, so I think it's best to float it in the tube. Now, all along the river are adventure stops. First was the Cliff of Courage, which is a 16-foot high cliff jump. While it may not look like much in this video, it was pretty exhilarating. Our 10-year-old adventure seeker did it, whereas the other two kids just sat by and watched. The next stop is a fun dock with a slack line over the water. This was extremely difficult, and we thought it was hilarious watching everyone try and fail to get across.
Hey!
Okay, watch me. See if I can go into
You okay?
I found the worst case scenario.
There's also a rope bridge that you can go down, but it may be hard to reach for age 10 and under.
What's the problem?
I can't reach it.
Well, it'll be an extra hard challenge.
The rope bridge leads to one of my favorite areas, the zip line. The zip lines were great and slow enough that our kids felt comfortable doing them. The way it works is you go down the initial zip line, swim out, and then you take the other zip line back. It's a short swim to get out, and you splash in the water, which is really fun. We rode the zip line several times, and there was no lines or waits.
How was it?
That was good. Fantastic.
Your butt brake worked well.
Yeah, it did.
From here, the river opens into a wide inlet that's not as crowded. We had a great time floating back, and it took us about an hour to get through the entire thing.
Oh, this is fun. So fun.
After the lighthouse and river tour, we were hungry for lunch. There's 4 restaurant options around Xel-Ha, each with a little bit different cuisine all around the main lagoon. We chose to eat at Zula Vista, which is the main restaurant right in the middle of the park. It's got a very large buffet with a wide variety of international cuisine, including Mexican and American options, even spaghetti and ribs. While we do have picky eaters, we were able to find something at this restaurant with no problem. A buffet is nice because they can try things, and if they don't like it, no big deal. You just go back and get what you want. After lunchtime, our 5-year-old was starting to get a little bit exhausted.
Are you getting a little tired? Yeah. What do you want to go do?
Kids singing.
Children's World is an excellent area of the park for younger adventurers. Great if parents want to find a place where they can hang out while the kids run wild. This is especially great for kids aged 2 to 12. There's a wading pool, a playground that they can climb through with a cool rope bridge and treehouse system, and parents can rest assured because the only exit is right where it begins. There's a seesaw, this fun crocodile tunnel that kids can climb through. And then there's also a water slide into the lagoon, as well as some lily pads, which unfortunately weren't there when we went, but it looks like a lot of fun. This is a great area just to hang out in if you want to be able to find a chair, which were abundantly available, and watch your kids play. Having explored the front side of the lagoon, it was time to go to the back areas and try some of those attractions. We crossed the floating bridge, which is just kind of fun to stand on as the waves hit, created by the adventure boat. It's sort of a weird feeling, but we had fun with it. Next, we went into the Xel-Ha Cave, which is a quick attraction. You swim up into the cave, and it's a great place for a photo op. I would say it takes 10 to 12 minutes, and you can climb pretty far back in there if you're adventurous. That said, it's not truly a cave. It just goes a little bit underground. You can see daylight the entire time. Next, we ventured over to Pelican's Flight, which looks really cool in the picture, but in reality is just a tiny rope swing straight into the river. It wasn't crowded, but a fair amount of people were there, but it was fun. The kids loved it. It's not something you're going to spend a ton of time at. The backside of the lagoon has many different cenotes you can walk around, but do note you're not allowed to swim in the vast majority of these. We also ventured into this grotto area, which has a cool marketing photo, but in reality is just a swim out for a short section near the rope swing. If you want a true adventure of an underground river like this, I highly recommend visiting Xel-Ha, which we also did a review on in this other video on our YouTube channel. Last but not least is snorkeling, which you can do in the main lagoon. Our kids actually aren't the biggest snorkelers. We've tried it twice and they just don't seem to love it. But you can snorkel all around the main lagoon. The water is very calm, life jackets are provided, as well as snorkel masks, and there's a variety of fish in the area. This is great for a first-time, second-time snorkeler. And if you're familiar with the sargassum problem in Cancun, this is a great place to go because the lagoon protects it from any sargassum washing up and ruining the experience. The water was very clear, and this was in peak sargassum season. Thus far, everything we've talked about is included in the price of admission, including food and drink. But I do want to mention there are additional optional activities that you pay a little bit extra for. We spent the entire day just on the activities we've already covered and didn't feel the need to add on those extras. But if you really want an optional activity, I'd say there's time for only one. The last question you may be asking yourself is, should I visit Xel-Ha or should I actually go to Xel-Ha? They're both amazing, but a little bit different. Xel-Ha is more water-based, whereas Xel-Ha is land and water. If you only had to choose one, I'd actually recommend going to Xel-Ha first. It's just the better of the two parks, and it's truly one of the most remarkable places I've ever been to. That said, if you've done Xel-Ha, Xel-Ha is an amazingly fun second day trip, highly worth the ticket price. So, is Xel-Ha good for kids? Well, the answer is yes, and really for kids of all ages. Small toddlers can hang out in the children's area, and where it really thrives is elementary, middle school, and high school kids. Elementary and middle school will love all the adventures and can basically do everything, and high schoolers are going to have fun too, not to mention the multitude of Instagrammable photo ops all throughout the park. It's just so unique. It's not something you typically see in your average theme park. And for a family visiting Mexico, we highly recommend checking out Xel-Ha. If this was helpful, be sure to give this video a like and drop a comment with any questions. Thanks for watching.